Okay, so I think one of the things we need to do is like pick another thing we're going to do with the laser.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to do some more cutting, you know, and see, depending on what we're doing, like if we're doing some of the, they're not technically puzzles, but Randy had been saying we could do like, if there is a thing like it, like these marble run courses that they sell on Amazon, but like if they just had like, she's been interested in putting one of those together. So I don't know if we could find one for like relatively cheap on Etsy or whatever. But
yeah.
That would be something to try, and you're the Etsy whisperer.
You mean I have an account and you want me to pay for it?
I mean,
that means?
that could be what that means. It also means that I just don't want an extra account. I have enough bloody accounts.
Okay. Well, so are we doing a laser thing, or are you recording me doing something here?
Well, I was thinking we could do a laser thing, and I was going to see about maybe recording that.
Okay. So I can just, like, go ahead and demold these then.
I mean, if you want to demold them like right now, I should video that too.
Oh, I mean, I kind of want to check some of them.
Alright, hold on a second. Alright, here it goes. So one of the things is we have a SculptFun laser cutter, and that was exciting until it started just like acting like it was tired in the middle of one of our test engravings. And I think we eventually realized that the lens wasn't dirty, but we did have fun disassembling like half of the laser module to try and clean the lens, look at the lens, blow on the lens. And then it was brought to our attention that, hey, they have a weird kind of design for the control cable. And we didn't really, I don't know if it wasn't in the instructions, or we just didn't even think to look at it when they sent some zip ties with it. We're just like, what are these zip ties for? And it turns out they're actually important because the connector to the laser module is apparently known to be fragile. And especially, it looks like it's on the back side of the plug where it plugs in the laser module, which to me says it's a really bad kind of cable to use, but I'm not the designer of SculptFun. So when it was moving back and forth, like it does all the time, you know, think of it like an inkjet or something, it broke the connection, so we had to get a new cable. And this time we did, in fact, go ahead and zip tie it more. We're hoping that'll fix it, because it's really annoying when it just stops lasering. And so right now we're just kind of putting it back together, and one of the things we forgot to do after we were really happy that it was tested is, I think, fully reattach the front, I don't know what you'd even call it, the blue metal-y cover, and possibly also reattach one of the post legs, because we had some longer screws also in our little plastic bag of screws, so.
I'm not really sure which screws go where on this thing.
I have to say, yeah, we're learning to do laser maintenance and disassembly and reassembly. Okay, now let's see what we've got in terms of the files.
We have to make this tool? Or does it come with this tool? It says assembly tools. You need a F1 and a F2. Okay, yeah, I'm glad somebody else is putting this together. Randy, have fun with that. This looks like
I told you about the Technics Lego set she was like rocking out to, didn't I?
Yeah, well,
it had like a Lego differential in it, like four-wheel drive system.
24 pages of instructions.
The Lego ones are like 150-page books.
49 steps. Are we
Great.
going to have enough plywood to cut this thing out?
I don't know.
Alright, next plywood order is on you.
Me?
Yes.
The PDF is, those are not the files.
So
we need it to be, don't we need like an, the SVG?
AI file and a Well, there's the SVG file.
Okay, let's see if we can open the SVG in
Oh well, it's
Lightburn.
gonna be in Photoshop because I just don't want it. Shh. Why is it rasterizing it?
'Cause that's what Photoshop does. It can't display anything but a...
Alright, this file uses a linked file which cannot be found. Okay. PDF import settings. Import via internal library?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try that. Oh.
Sure.
That looks pretty blank too. Great.
What if we open the SVG file in Inkscape? Oh, that
Duh.
has stuff.
That does have stuffs.
Kind of a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuffs. How are we gonna...
I think it keeps going.
Okay, so this is an SVG?
Yes.
We might be able to open this in Lightburn.
Probably, maybe. Oh god, there's like more down here.
Hopefully each of these fit on like 15 by 15 inches.
Probably have to like size them and not miss any. Luckily they are numbered.
And unfortunately that means we probably have to write numbers on each piece, don't we?
No, I think it lasers them on there.
Oh, that'll be an etching
I
option?
think
Oh, okay. Thank the good
they thought I had
thing of the
slightly
universe.
because
Designer people.
otherwise we would be
I would be like, nope, that was a waste of $12.
okay.
Would have been like, Randy, you wanted a puzzle, right? Well, here's a puzzle. See if you can figure
should I
it.
just close this?
Yeah.
Just do it again?
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna try some lasering here. First thing, laser safety glasses. Very important. Always safety first. Also, you'll notice we do have a hood that we got. This Creality hood is, I don't know, probably as good as any of them. And it has an exhaust system we set up with a spare 8-inch duct fan. That's pretty solid and going to be pretty loud. But first step is we got the file finally and kind of got it set up. So I'm going to take a piece of this 15 by 15 plywood just off of Amazon, set it down into the laser workspace, and we will go ahead and check a couple things. First thing to check is the laser focus, which who knows, because we've been moving all over the place when we were working on it. That's another thing I do not love about the SculptFun lasers is we get this. This is how you set laser focus. I suppose if we ever lose this, we are totally screwed. I would much prefer something built into the laser system. Also, we always seem to be not able to get it exact with this Dofiki, just kind of cheap honeycomb we got. If it's down on the ground, it doesn't, the laser adjuster thing for focus doesn't go far enough up. And if it's up on these 2x4s, doesn't quite go far enough down, we probably should do something about that. But it's close enough. It's definitely worked on a bunch of other things at this site, so yeah. So then, remember, extra laser glasses for other people. And let's start out. We'll turn on the laser here. And I'm going to frame it out to see if I actually have the size right. This will be fun. Ooh. Wow, okay. Goes up just a little bit at the top. They do not give you a lot of spare space for this one for lining up your piece of 15 by 15 inch plywood. But I think I've got it. So now we just have to close that down. Safety for the camera too, I hope. I hope this actually works. Turn on the error assist. And now you're gonna see just how crazy this thing gets as we ramp up the air exhaust. Okay, here goes nothing. That's going to take over now. This is why I sort of want to get a better, more powerful laser, speed these things up, but that costs like $900, $1,000 entirely. And now we're finished with the first bit of this complex pattern we're testing out. So let's turn things off and then take a look. Let's take you over and see what it looks like in this case. And let's see how we did. So this is the inside of our little thing with Sculpt Fun. Ooh, still smells a little of smoke. Probably should have left ventilation going longer, but did want to get in here and take a look at it. Huh. Okay, I'm seeing we can mostly read the numbers here. I don't know if you can see. Kind of overkill for the etching, so 80% and even 6,000 is too much for lines apparently. It's just experimental. It was great for doing images, raster things, but I guess for lines, just for these things, maybe you should dial it back. Maybe put it at 10,000 millimeters a minute and maybe 70% power. I don't know. But this looks serviceable. And then I'll go ahead and start pulling it out. Okay, well, we're back the next day. Let's take a look at what we managed to get. And remember, I got to redo at least one of these because the thing it came with didn't properly fit. But the other thing is, bizarrely, when we did rasterized things, let's just, come on, and can we focus? Yes, okay, so this is kind of hard to see. Can I zoom in? And, yeah, okay. So, you may or may not be able to see, but when we did rasterize things, this was a great setting. 2 passes at like 6,000 millimeters a minute, and 80% power, but with line etchings, that seemed to be darn close to cutting, which is really weird because like the cutting pretty much always took a lot more power. But you can see the B2 there, you can barely make it out. So I'm also going to do, when I'm redoing this other one, I'm going to do a test, and we're going to see if making it much lower settings for the line etching will still look good, and maybe that'll speed it up, because an hour and 20 minutes to do a single sheet for this marble run, quite a while. Okay, well, I finished the first one, and this is the retry, and well, I'm gonna say, let's see if we can focus here, and nope. Yep, here we go. So as you can see, that B1 is a lot more readable. Fan noise is actually just us venting more of the smoke. I don't really want it smelling a lot of smoke in here after burning this, but that's a lot more readable, but it's still in line mode, cutting so much deeper and so much faster. That I'm starting to wonder, is this, we tested all the cutting with this material before. This isn't a new piece of material, but I mean, I almost think for what we wanted, we didn't need it to, you know, cut down like into the wood to etch it. So I upped it to 1 pass instead of 2, and 10,000 millimeters per minute. So not like 40% faster movement, and I cut the laser power down to 60%. So I'm really confused with this SculptFun light burn control, like what is going on with why line mode is cutting these letters and the numbers in so much more effectively, so much deeper, and almost more effectively than it's cutting the actual cuts. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. You know, if it cut actual cuts, you know, this way, it would take a lot less time to make anything. So yeah, I don't know. That B1 looks perfect. That's at 20,000 millimeters per minute. That's the fastest we've done anything. If we could get all text as, you know, lines, that's still kind of deeper than it needs to be, but it's very, very legible and, you know, significantly faster, 3 times faster than the 6,000 millimeters per minute I was trying before, and I don't see, you know, fuzziness or any kind of, you know, problems with it moving that fast for etching the text. You know, one of the problems I'm beginning to see with all these things you can pick up off the internet is that I don't think there's any quality control in the designs. Like 90% of the work, as my sister likes to say, 90% of the work is getting the files ready. Okay, well, so this time, somehow, it really seems like the laser hit the piece of wood or something partway through and drug it over, because I can't figure out how we got stuff like this. It's very strange. It's like it shifted this way as it was cutting. And so now we get to pick out the bits that were not right and try them again in hopefully a smaller piece or pieces of plywood and not have to reuse an entire sheet. Alright, well, so here we are on another day. Seems like the whole thing took some extra doing again. Not really sure how this is getting screwed up. Looked like the laser head caught like a piece of plywood in the middle of carving it. So yeah, fixed that up last night. Some painstaking use of Inkscape and cutting bits and bobs out. And we're going to try the next sheet, because there are a lot of sheets for this marble run. Okay, well, we're back, and we were getting closer. However, for reasons, they decided to have a bunch of teeny weeny little parts. Yeah, teeny, like that. Which got lost, actually, in the honeycomb of the laser thing. So, yeah, it's pretty difficult. So I'm going to have to do another pass of just these little bits. Also, so they have some spare parts, because I feel like they're going to lose some of these trying to put this thing together. Yeah, so we're having another fun time where our thing is, I don't know, getting loose or tired or wobbly on one side and then not cutting all the way through. It's got like curves. So now we get to try and look and figure out what in the heck could be causing that, because everything else looks kind of fine. Yeah. So anyway, we're looking into our laser thing and gonna see if we need to tighten the belts or something or what. I don't know. Well, try number 2 is maybe a little better, but they still kind of seem to not be like completely flat, like like a weird curve in the notches. So I don't know. Apparently, just tightening for the y-axis is not sufficient. I don't know. This laser continues to be a little challenging. Okay, well, we've done a lot of cleaning up, but I think we're ready to show the end result of our marble run, which is not exciting. We have the puzzle ready now for somebody else to put together. Eventually, I hope to be able to show you a short video of the completed thing, but we're not the ones who's going to put together the puzzle. What we do have, and I hope these are all the parts and everything, is just bag after bag after bag of little bits and bobs and pieces and things that someday will turn into the Marble Run. I hope. Or I'll at least have a funny story to tell when they try and put it together.